What's going on? It's your boy Lionel, class of 2009, back with another episode of PV versus everybody. And listen, when we say versus everybody, it really mean versus everybody. But we're going to talk a little bit about the everybody's today. First and foremost, man, how y'all doing? How y'all been, man? I feel like I ain't seen y'all since Thanksgiving. All right. I already see that some of y'all done fell off after eating all that food on the weekend. You need to get back on it. I know the end of the year is coming, but don't be chilling, relaxing like that. I need y'all to get back in the gym and stop playing. All right. Because I can see you through my camera right now. Listen, don't do it. Don't do it. All right. If you trying to have a productive 2025, don't wait to January 1st. Go ahead and start right now. All right. So you can roll into the new year on that new path and in that new direction. Okay. So first and foremost, I just want to let y'all know that. All right. And listen, the call-in lines are open. All right. They open and they open early. Everything ready. Listen, go and hit the number up at the bottom of the screen. You see it scrolling 516-253-3434, 516-253-3434. Go ahead and call in, man, because I feel like I ain't seen y'all in a couple weeks. It's been a busy couple weeks for me. Things getting shaken up. Hey, listen, I had to get some things in order. All right. So y'all got to have some little patience with me. All right. You feel me? Because I had to get some stuff in order. But there's a lot of stuff that went down. A lot of stuff done happened in a couple weeks, and we're gonna talk about it today, man. But first and foremost, y'all already know what it is. Listen, if you're not following your boy over on Instagram and Twitter, now listen, if you haven't been following me yet, you really need to get over there now because we got some plans in place. We're about to start turning it up, okay? So make sure you go over to Twitter, go ahead over to Instagram, and go ahead and follow us over there because we're about to turn up on the content. We got some plans we're putting in place, man. We're really trying to do it big, moving into this new year. All right, 2025. We got some plans for PV versus everybody, and we're really trying to go and we're trying to elevate. All right, so it's gonna take all of us though to get what we're trying to get to. All right, to elevate what we're trying to do right now. And so part of it is the content, right? So make sure y'all over there showing support on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you haven't already liked this video, go ahead and like the video, right? Listen, it's simple. Just go ahead and like the video. It's gonna push it out to other people so everybody else can come over and have this conversation with us. All right, because listen, we got a full lineup. See, most of the time y'all be looking, and I know y'all be watching this show. Y'all be thinking ain't no audience. See, now we've created it and we allowed you to be in the studio today. All right, you the studio audience for this Pop the Balloon of Fire and Love. Now, Arlette don't normally let people in like this, but I had to pull some strings. It took me a couple extra weeks to put this together. So I need you, first of all, I need y'all to be on y'all main behavior. Don't embarrass me when we go in this place. All right, you know how mama used to talk to y'all. Don't embarrass me when we go in here because she don't normally let black people in here like that, first and foremost. All right, so I need y'all to act right. All right, that's number one. Number two, all right, listen, make sure you go and call your friends and tell them to come over here because we're about to have a conversation, man. We're about to really get into it because, listen, we need to know because it looks like we got some eligible bachelors and bachelorettes out here, all right? So we need to have this conversation and find out, do we have a match or not? You feel me? So I'm happy y'all over here. Make sure you go ahead and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Listen, the goal is 750, all right? We are in that mid 600 range. Go ahead and show your boy some love. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man, and help us to go on, get what we're getting to. All right. Mr. Campbell is in the building. He said he's been waiting on this. All right. You know what I'm saying? Who you rooting for? You already know. PVU. And we're going to get to that, right? Because PVU out here looking for PVU out here looking. All right. We got an eligible bachelorette out here looking for a bachelor. We need to see, man, do we got a match or not? You feel me? What's good, JB? Appreciate you in the building. PV said, Stephen Campbell, Mr. Campbell say, what's the new T-shirt slogan for PV? Listen, first of all, we already told you, Jared already let you know, we ain't doing t-shirts 2025. We doing hoodies. So make sure you get it right. All right. Ain't no more t-shirts. We on hoodies. We going bigger and better in 2025, right? And we'll let that cat out the bag. We get that. Checking in. Hey, listen. What's going on, True Secret? Appreciate you jumping in the building. You know what I'm saying? Zach, first of all, y'all give it up for Zach for winning the HBCU fantasy. All right, outright. Now I know he's upset at me because listen, I know I've been on a hiatus for like 2 weeks. All right, but y'all got to give your boy some grace. All right, because I had to get my life in order. All right, you feel me? But the boy definitely handled business from the jump. All right, in the HBCU fantasy. So we got to give it up for that boy Zach McKinnell. Next time we're gonna have to let him be like a referee or something because he just killed everybody. All right, that just is what it is. All right, you know what I'm saying? So Jared in the building, what's going on, my guy? So now let's get into it, man. Listen, it's Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And now we got a lineup, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had my music, you know what I'm saying? Right now, they walking in the building. Y'all give it up for these gentlemen. All right, y'all give it up for the gentlemen we got today on this lineup. All right. So now I know our studio audience is in here, right? We want you to refrain from too loud conversations. Allow these gentlemen to make their decisions on their own. Okay. All right. Because listen, we're going to see if we have a match. All right. This evening. Okay. And so, gentlemen, we want you to know that, hey, you have balloons. All right. And you can pop them at any time. All right. But also, listen, we got a twist as well. See, on this show, I've talked to Arlette, and we also we gonna give the bachelorettes some balloons as well, so they can pop on you. All right, you know what I'm saying? They gonna pop your balloon too as well. So with that being said, I want to let y'all know we're happy to have y'all here. And again, like I said, the call lines are open. 516-253-3434. 516-253-3434. So first and foremost, right? Before we talk about the new, let's talk about the old, because see, there's a reason why these black bachelorettes are here. They're not here for any reason, all right? They're here because they once were in love. You understand? Listen, follow me, right? They once were in love, but now they've fallen out of love. And so first and foremost, we got to talk about this man, right? And see, this gentleman is somebody who, you know, this is for many of you guys out there, right? Because some of y'all like to put y'all best foot forward, right? You're with someone, right, who, you know, you guys are having such a great relationship. I mean, really? You should probably go and put a ring on it, right? And stay there for the long run. You probably should go and give it the Pete Richardson treatment, right? You feel me? You probably should give it a Pete Richardson treatment. But sometimes it don't work out because y'all be having glossy eyes, right? You kind of step away and see, you go somewhere else and see that woman that now is with you now. See, she saw you in your former relationship and she thought that you were going to bring the same thing from your former relationship into this relationship. But see, sometimes it just don't happen. Now, Dawson Odom's 11 and 23. Now, this is only in the new relationship, all right? We ain't talking about the old relationship. Old relationship was great, all right? I mean, listen, they were good together. I don't know what transpired, but they ain't going ahead and going do the Pete Richardson thing. But listen, it ain't work out. And so now in this new relationship, 11 and 23 and 5 and 10, all right? 11 and 23 and 5 and 10. All right. Now, Norfolk State is not happy. They're not happy. Listen, you know they wouldn't happen in a relationship because listen, they said, listen, don't even worry about paying me on the way out. I'm gonna pay you on the way out. All right. You know they were ready to get up out their relationship when they say you ain't gotta pay me on the way out. I'm not even gonna take you to court. Man, I'm just gonna pay you so you can go about your business. So you already know that this bachelorette, listen, they're ready for something fresh and new, but they've been hurt before. All right, this bachelorette has been hurt before. And so this ain't gonna be an easy one. They're probably looking for something different than what they've seen before. So they thought they were getting a good guy, and it turns out that he wasn't so good. So now their mind is probably in a different place. And so this bachelorette, we want to bring them up first and foremost and ask them, listen, he got popped. He got all the way popped. All right. He ain't stand a chance, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just out of there. He just got all the way popped, right? You know what I'm saying? But now we want to bring up this first contestant, right? This first person, this first bachelorette, and ask them, what are you looking for in an eligible bachelor? I want to ask what they're looking for in an eligible bachelor, right? And when I had the conversation with them offline, they said, man, I'm looking for somebody with strong experience. All right. You know what I'm saying? But not like my last relationship, because it looked like they was real, but I need somebody that's real. Right. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that's going to respect me. Right. Not keep looking back in the past and talking about what used to be. Right. But I want somebody who's fresh and who's new, who don't listen. Honestly, I want somebody that's going to help me to pop out on the scene. All right. Somebody's going to help me pop out on the scene, because he always just wanted to stay at home all day. He just wanted to stay at home all day, kick his feet up. Oh, listen, you ain't do that with your previous one. You ain't do that with your previous one. You was all out there. You was all out there in the championship streets. But now you don't want to go to the championship no more, right? You don't want to go to the championship no more. Here, you just want to sit at home. Oh, we ain't gonna have that, right? Here, take your money and go on about your business. Now, I need somebody that's gonna make me respectable, right? They're gonna make me respectable. That's what they're saying. And then I need somebody, I got family members in Virginia. Listen, I got cousins in Maryland. I got peoples all in the Carolinas. I need somebody that I can take home. I need somebody that I can take home, and they gonna connect with my family in the region, right? Because see, all he was talking about was gumbo and chitlins and boudin ball. That's all he was talking about. Listen, this is Virginia. This is Maryland. This is Carolinas, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? No, he ain't talking about no mumbo sauce, no nothing. You feel me? So I need somebody who understands my family background and my family history. That's what this person said. You know what I'm saying? That's what this individual said, right? So now, as they say, championships and brand the university worldwide. That's what Keep It Up says. It said, this is too easy. The coaching hire should be Michael Vick, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and Hines Ward. The rest are a gamble that most likely won't work out. The four I listed are guaranteed to win. See, now I think this bachelorette is thinking along the same lines as you, Keep It Up. You know what I'm saying? I think they're on the same lines as you. And so the first individual that we got coming up, in order to see whether we can have a match, right, is none other than Mike Vick. Now let's see. Do we have anything? Everybody kept their balloons? Everybody? All right. Okay, we just got one pop. Just one pop there, right? Okay, but listen, there's still hope. All right. Listen. So we got Mr. Michael Vick. He's coming here. And so what he's bringing here is, first and foremost, he says, listen, you got people in Virginia. You got people in Maryland and the Carolinas. Hey, listen, first and foremost, listen, I love Virginia. All right. I'm all up and down the Virginia streets. Listen, I'm the pride of Virginia. All right. You want somebody to be able to walk in any neighborhood that you can take home and understand all the lingo and everything you're talking about and what you're trying to build in your community, because you really trying to have that family connection. Listen, this candidate, listen, they the guy. They might be the one for you. Not only that, right? But you talked about also, being able to have somebody with strong experience, right? Now, this individual has an extensive knowledge because they played on every level and have been that guy on every level. And what has afforded them the ability, right, to be able to not just bring themselves, but to be able to bring a connection of other individuals that also got a strong knowledge, right, to your coaching staff. So they're going to help you. You want to be respectable? Listen, ain't nothing like getting respect in your area, right? When you talk about other schools and these other bachelorettes all in Virginia that's been running in and out of homes, right? Taking your family members from you into their schools. When you talk about getting their respect, ain't nothing like getting their respect than when you got a guy, right, who the streets respect in Michael Vick. He gonna make you respectable, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he got that extensive football knowledge. Now, the last thing, listen, Michael Vick is gonna give you brand awareness, right? He's gonna give you brand awareness. Now, at the end of the day, you talking about having somebody who want to chill at home. They ain't trying to go to the championships. Hey, listen, now you got somebody who, listen, if you ain't going to the championships, listen, all the publicity is going to come to you. All right. The camera's going to be at your front door. It's going to be like a reality TV show. So even if you don't get there, it's going to put you in some limelight, right? We going to know about this relationship. So now you got to determine and decide whether that's what you want or whether it's not what you want. All right. Now, what I will say is, though, this individual, they really didn't come because they was trying to get with you. All right. They really came to the show because it's somebody at home that they've been looking at and they've been eyeing, and they just wanted to get on their radar. All right. Because like my man Zach say, listen, Sacramento State, they done swooped in and said, hey, listen. I know we had a preliminary conversation before, but no, we really are serious. No, we really would like to go out on a date with you, Mr. Vick. All right. So in all possibility, he ain't even come to the show to really find love. All right. He ain't come to the show to find love. He came to the show for that brand awareness so he can get to where he's trying to get to. Now, so with that being said, listen, Mr. Mike Vick, listen, he's going to bring more casual fans. He's definitely going to do that, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Mr. Michael Vick, he got to determine what his goal is. Now, sir, are you really about that family life, right? Are you really trying to focus on being that family guy and building your community? Talking about Virginia, talking about Norfolk State and what you going to Norfolk can do for that program and can do for that community? Or listen, is your goal, right, to matriculate up the ranks to be a FBS P4 coach or to be an NFL coach? If that is your goal, listen, at the end of the day, Sacramento State not playing no games because, listen, them boys already got the money. Understand, Sacramento State already got the money. See, I think some of y'all don't even understand in the first place. There's some D2 schools, there's some FCS schools, they FBS programs if they want to be FBS programs. Let's be clear, okay? They only in D2 and they only FCS because they choose to. That's just the react. That's the facts, all right? And Sacramento State, they got the full blitz on right now. They're not playing no games. Their ultimate goal is Pac-12. All right. That's what their ultimate goal is. Now, will they land there in the immediacy? I don't know. Right. It's probably going to take a little bit longer. But listen, they going to hit their target because they not playing no games. They got the money. All right. They got the money. All right. And they about to build their program and they about to get to where they're trying to get to. So now, Mr. Michael Vick, you got to make the determination. Is it about the family or is it about these career goals that you got, right? Where do you want to be? What's your why? All right. Because that's going to determine your decision right now. And I think, Mr. Vick, listen, I think that Sacramento State call is strong because Sacramento State ain't playing no game. They not trying to get stuff in order. Norfolk trying to get stuff in order. Sacramento State ain't trying to get stuff in order. It's already in order. They're not playing with y'all. They're not playing. They ready. They ducks in a row. It's time to go. You need to make the decision right now because it's time to go. That's it. This is Shark Tank, and Sacramento State is Mark Cuban. The offer ain't going to be on the table long, my guy. You're going to have to make a decision whether you come in here or whether you want to go deal with your family, all right? But we ain't gonna sit here for a week before you make that determination. And we definitely not waiting to Norfolk decide whether they can afford you coming home or not. It's not gonna happen. All right. You're gonna have to make a decision. So with all that said, listen, with all that said, we gonna keep it moving, right? Because I think Mr. Michael Vick, he's not going to Norfolk. I don't think he's going to Norfolk. I don't think that's gonna happen, right? I don't think that's gonna happen. So, what if there was another individual who could give you this brand awareness, right? Who could give you this national ability to recruit, all right? But then he also, right, has the passion for the game, right? He also got the passion for the game as well. Well, listen, that's none other than Mr. Ed Reed. Hey, listen, that's none other than Mr. Ed Reed. Let's welcome Mr. Ed Reed onto the scene. Hey, listen, yeah. Whoa, hold up. Hey, listen. All that, man. He can't. Hey, man, they popping that quick. He ain't even got out here. He ain't even got here. We ain't even read his highlights yet. Y'all already popping. Boys ain't trying to get my man no run. Nothing. Oh man, they just popping from the jump. And listen, Ed Reed, head coach, BCU, 2023 to 2023. All right. Listen, that was a short-lived thing, and unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, sometimes your first impression, man, that thing sticks. That thing lasts a little longer than you want it to. And it may be that my man Ed Reed may have to wait for Michael Vick or wait for Mr. Ray Lewis to get a job at wherever they're gonna go, and he might have to go join a staff as a DB coach, a safety coach, a defensive coordinator, even, right? And man, he might have to show what he can do and be for a program in that way before he again gets another opportunity. That's just the reality of the situation. I mean, it just is what it is, right? Hey, listen, you can't just do what you did to Bethune-Cookman and think that's just gonna fly. It just is what it is, man. And I'm sorry. I wish you had more time because I would love to hear you come out here and talk with that passion that I know you got. But man, honestly, ain't no point even talking because they done popped you before you even got here, my guy. So I mean, it was nice for you to come. Man, got to bring your national audience and branding, national recruiting pool. But hey, man, I don't know. Man, never signed a contract. It's a legend. It's a legend contract, right? Hey, listen, head coach from Bethune-Cookman 2023 to 2023. Hey, listen, born 2023 and died 2023. All right, ain't no games, man. Man, that man got fired on his first. You know how they say they never talking to talking to your homies like, listen, don't get fired on your first day. Don't get fired on your first day. Come on, man. So with that being said, we're gonna move on. We got one more bachelor that's interested in this bachelorette, and I think this bachelor may line up pretty well, especially if Mr. Mike Vick falls through, right? And that's none other than my man Alvin Parker, right? None other than my man Alvin Parker. Now, okay, we got a couple pops. I think there's still some opportunity out there. Listen, first and foremost, you got to just look at the record. It's just point blank, period, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just point blank, period. That man taking over at Grandma. Okay, we'll see. All right. 50-17 and 35-8 at Virginia Union. All right. 2-time CIAA champion, right? NCAA playoffs, three years in a row in the NCAA playoffs. This past year, quarterfinals. All right. Talking about Elite Eight, last 8, right? The best 8 programs in all D2 football. That's what he's been able to build Virginia Union into. That's what he's been able to build Virginia Union into. And so you're talking about a guy that knows how to recruit the area, All right. He knows how to recruit the area. He knows how to see talent, right? Because listen, he bringing some talent to Virginia Union. Because let's be clear, right? I think by now we all should understand and know. Listen, the top of D2 ball, that's not no games right there, right? To be one of the best programs in Division II means you gotta have some ballers, right? You gotta have some guys on your team. You gotta have some guys in the trenches. You gotta have some skill position players. Obviously, everybody knows about Mr. Jada Byers in the backfield, right? But at the end of the day, you got to be able to bring some guys in and be able to know how to build the program over time. And obviously, he knows how to build the program, and he's continued to be consistent, right? And man, and listen, at the end of the day, you want family connection, you want somebody that can recruit the area. Now, listen, he not gonna give you that brand awareness. He not gonna give you that pop. And I know that's why some of y'all was popping y'all balloons, because see, when you see him, you see Dawson Odoms. But man, you can't be judging everybody by your exes. You can't do that, man. Can't do it. Can't judge everybody by your ex. All right. Listen, he not eating gumbo and boudin bars. All right. He know what that mumbo sauce is, right? You feel me? So you got to give my man a chance, because I think he could be exactly what you need. Not necessarily give you that brand awareness, right, and give you that pop, but I do think he can bring you what you're really searching for with the brand awareness, which is winning, right? You're trying to get back to that 09 to 2011 Norfolk, right? That's what your goal is. That's what you're searching for, right? Now, listen, I'm just a guest co-host on Arlette's show, right? So I know I really shouldn't be on here talking about why you should and shouldn't match with people. Because listen, that's you. You got to make that determination for yourself. Because you ain't gonna come back on here when y'all doing a reunion show talking about I was only with them because Lionel said that Alvin Park. No, you ain't gonna blame that on me. Make your own decision. I'm just saying the man doing what he's supposed to do at the D2 level, and he building a solid program, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say, man, for Norfolk State. So Truth Seeker says, I think he deserves a call up to FCS. He's been killing. You know what I'm saying? He's been killing, right? You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. Still talking about Aries. Said he never signed a contract at VCU, but hey, they like losing the D2 schools, so good for them. We'll see, man. I don't know if you're head coach in waiting right now, right? I think he's gonna have to go and take a positional coach position or take a coordinator position, and then he'll be built back up. Because I think that first shot, him coming back, man, it's not gonna work, man. Like, people ain't gonna forget that. Again, call in number, man, 516-253-3434, 516-253-3434, man. Do y'all think that Norfolk State should match with Mike Vick if the opportunity is there? Do y'all think they should go the D2 route and get Mr. Alvin Parker? Now, I'm gonna let y'all know, I got a matrix, all right? My matrix, my thing is, you need to stick to the matrix, all right? I ain't trying all these first-time people. I ain't getting down like that. Y'all can try all them people y'all want to. I want tried and true. I want somebody I've seen do it already, all right? That's me. So I like that D2 matrix, personally. That's me personally, right? But what y'all think, man? Y'all call in. Y'all listen, we done brought y'all to the studio audience. Y'all getting exclusive and everything, but y'all sitting back. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't talking, man. Y'all call in 516-253-3434, and let's talk about it. Now let's keep it going, man. We got two other bachelorettes, man, that's on the scene. But first of all, let's talk about the past. Let's talk about the past. All right. Connell Maynor, 37-30, 25-19 in conference. Now, just looking at this record, right? And obviously the one COVID championship, right? You know what I'm saying? So you got one. I mean, that was schools in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? People's looking after their mom and their dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was different, right? You know what I mean? We didn't even know who was playing. Everybody got masks on. We know who was playing for who. All right? They could have had a whole different team. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know, right? Probably some people from Alcorn went to Alabama A&M and was playing on that team. I have no idea, right? I don't know. But at the end of the day, they got one. But listen, the point is 37-30, 25-19. All right. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he already popped. Y'all ain't got to tell me to pop him. He gone already. He already gone. All right. This is looking back at the past, right? You know what I'm saying? We see Maynard 37-30, 25-19. It's the past, right? But now you got Alabama A&M. They sitting here. Now they're a bachelorette, right? Now what would they be looking for, right? You know what I'm saying? What would they be looking for? They said, man, hey, listen. First and foremost, I want somebody that can evaluate and develop talent. Because I've had somebody who's ran after P4 guys, G5 guys, all these people from FBS, 3 stars, 4 stars, Michelin stars. I mean, listen, I thought people could cook in the kitchen, but they can't cook. All right. So he running after all type of stars. All right. Ain't none of these stars pan out. That's just end all be all. So I don't want nobody who after stars no more. If I even hear this guy talk about stars, listen, if he even trying to go on, if I even hear him say s'mores or chocolate or graham crackers or marshmallows, listen, I don't want him to say nothing about nighttime, bedtime story, nothing. I don't want to hear nothing that even sound like it got anything to do with stars. Don't talk to me about the solar system. No sun, no moon, nothing. Don't talk to me about anything that's in the sky, all right? Listen, if he start talking about birds too much, I'm popping, period, all right? I ain't got no time for no stars, okay? So I want somebody that can evaluate and develop, period, point blank. I don't care where they come from. They can come from junior high, not even high school. Bring them from junior high, all right? Develop and evaluate talent. That's what I need, all right? Number 2, I think they need somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? Who can win a Magic City Classic? How can we just win the Magic City Classic, please? Can we just do that? Can we just win the Magic City Classic? Listen, I'm tired of losing the Magic City Classic to a team that has no idea who they want to start at quarterback. Like, what's going on? And matter of fact, can we decide who we gonna start at quarterback? I just want somebody to make a decision on who we gonna start at quarterback. How about that, right? So, can you win the Magic City Classic? That's it, right? And last thing, and I know A.D. Bryant talked about this over on the Hill podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check it out, right? Great interview. He said, listen, I need somebody that's going to connect with the alumni donors, all right? Because we're doing some big things over at Alabama A&M. Like, we're trying to build up facilities, right? We're trying to make this program to be respectable in Alabama. Y'all got to understand that there's some schools in Alabama, right? There's some colleges in Alabama. So boys ain't, listen, I don't know if Alabama A&M is looked at as that school that kids in Alabama want to go play for like that. I mean, there's some other options in Alabama they can go to, right? I mean, not just the Alabama states, right? Obviously, you got the Auburn's in Alabama and the Alabamas. I mean, the Jacksonville states. I mean, there's other schools that I look at and I say, man, that's a football school. That's a program that can develop me. That's a program that's going to play great football, right? So Alabama A&M, you know, they just trying to get up and be back to a position where we got a fighting chance to win the Eastern Division. I mean, they finished 4th the last 3 years in a row. All right. You know what I'm saying? For 3 years in a row. And you got to remember, like, they're not expecting to finish. I mean, this was a team that was looking to have blows with Deion Sanders, you feel me? And Jackson State. And they done failed this far. Nah, man, listen. They want listen, either do that or listen, we're gonna petition the SWAC to play all spring games. Like one or the other. Either we're gonna play all spring games, or we need to get a coach here that can evaluate and develop talent, they can win the Magic City Classic, and they can connect with our donors, right? So we can continue to build this great Alabama A&M. Because listen, university standpoint, they're doing awesome. So I got one. Listen, A&M will still always be 4th best in the East. All right. Hey, but they saying, man, we want to get back to that old man. that first 1, 2, 3 year man, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what they're looking for. But now, first and foremost, we got that man, Fred McNair. Okay, listen. I understand. I know y'all don't like the swag retreads, they call it, right? Swag retread. But my man Fred McNair, I think he does. I think at some point he does deserve another shot, does he not? Y'all not gonna give my man Fred McNair another shot, another opportunity, right? No? Yeah, listen. If you think Fred McNair deserves one of these head coaching openings, then listen, I need you to call in 516-253-3434. I need you to call in because this man, Fred McNair, 48-33, 37-17 in conference. Half of y'all ain't even seen 37 wins in conference. This one man. Some of y'all schools ain't seen 37 wins in conference. I mean, over the course of a decade. This man got 37 himself. I'm talking about Connor Maynard. Mr. Coach Campbell say they gonna finish fourth all the time. Fred McNair done got 37 wins. Why not bring him in? He know how to win. 2-time SWAC champion, 4-time divisional champion. I mean, you got to remember, right? It was just a mix-up between him and Alcorn and probably going to TSU, right? He wanted a little more money, right? More support from the program, more respect for what he's done at Alcorn. They finished tied for first the year before he left. Now, obviously, you know, they lost a huge game that lost them that opportunity, but he finished tied for first that year. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Fred don't remember how to do things, right? Not only that, listen, like I say, he got an abundance of SWAC hours. Now, I know y'all don't like SWAC retreads, but listen, this man knows how to win in the conference. He's seen it from every angle. He's seen it from all different directions. And we talk about a program that's trying to figure out how to win and get over that Jackson State hump, and over that Alabama State hump, and over that FAMU hump. Well, listen, Fred McNair has seen it from all different angles, all right? You're talking about a guy who knows the game in and out, who knows how to run a program. And then last thing, listen, I think this is a huge one, man. He hit that reset button, been activated. He done had a chance now, right, to actually step away from head coaching for a year, be a tight ends coach, right? And so now he has a chance that he can be and go back and say, hey, man, I've had a chance to refresh myself, right? To come back. Now some things I didn't see, I see now, right? And combine that with the experience that he already has. Listen, Fred McNair could be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say, right? Sometimes you just need a reset, right? Sometimes you just need a reset. You know what I mean? And I think Coach Fred then had that reset, right? So he gonna get an opportunity somewhere at some point. Like, it's gonna happen. The question is just gonna be, where is that opportunity gonna be? But it's gonna come. And I'm saying Alabama and A&M, don't sleep on my boy Fred, right? Don't sleep on my boy Fred. Now, with that being said, man, let's get to the next one. Listen, that boy Eddie Keaton. Now listen, 52, 56-1, 27 overall, right? But listen, when you look at the programs that he has had to be a part of, that he's had to build, this guy knows how to build programs from the ashes, okay? From the ashes. And listen, Alabama A&M, I won't say that Alabama A&M is in the ashes, right? But they're the place where, like, they need to figure out and they need to build themselves up again, right? To establish themselves as a legit title contender in the Eastern Division of the SWAC. And so Eddie Keaton has done it, right, at different spots on the D2 level. He's been a coordinator, right, in multiple places, multiple positions, and he's built Stillman up, right? He's built Allen up. And now this year, man, look at what he's done in Clark, Atlanta, with a little space in an area to where, man, he really can can recruit and get some guys going. And now listen, the reality of the situation is you talking about playing quarterback carousel. You ain't gonna be playing quarterback carousel with Teddy Keaton. All right. He know what he want. When he find it, he gonna go after it and he gonna get it done. All right. The man got a great offensive mind. He gonna make sure that you at Alabama A&M continues to be able to score the ball. Right now, the thing that he's gonna have to find and that Maynard also has been lack success at. Right. Listen, he got to find somebody on the defensive side to add to what he does on the offensive side, and that's going to be something that hopefully with the funding that Alabama A&M able to give him coming up from the level he's coming from, that he can find the right guy to put in that position to really get the job done, right? Because I think there's definitely options out there from a defensive coordinator standpoint. But now, you got to realize that bad man that's behind the center for him, he still got another year. So Alabama A&M, you bring him in, listen, you're going to be straight for your first year in the quarterback position. And that already puts you in a great position to have a shot and opportunity. Because what we always say, when you talk about the SWAC, man, who your quarterback is, who going to be your quarterback. But you, listen, the man and hot from Allen to Clark Atlanta. And if Eddie Keaton moved from Clark Atlanta, Alabama A&M, you got to believe that Mr. David Wright coming with him. Got another year left, man. I know he would love to play and take his talents to the FCS level, to the D1 level, right? And to show that he can do what he did against Bethune-Cookman, that he can do it again against Bethune-Cookman and the rest of y'all Alabama's over there in the SWAC, right? You know what I'm saying? So all the Alabama states, all the FAMUs, all the Jacksons, right? All the Mississippians, right? You know what I'm saying? All them Floridians, them Bamas, right? All of them, they gonna do it to y'all too, right? You know what I'm saying? He can handle it. So at the end of the day, man, listen, I think Eddie Keaton would be an excellent option for Alabama A&M. All right, I think he would be an excellent option for Alabama A&M. Truth Seeker said he deserves a call up. You know what I'm saying? Said another coach that deserves a chance. Yep, I think so, man. I think he's a great option. And now, the last guy, listen. Oh, sorry. I'm one step ahead of myself. All right, listen. That man's Sam Shade. All right. 17-14, 15-8 at Miles, won the CIAC, right? Championship. Also helped Miles win their first D2 playoff game this year. I think the biggest thing of what Alabama A&M may be looking at when you see Sam Shade, right? And I already told you, right? I love the D2 matrix. What y'all start? Y'all just start naming some of the great coaches. Y'all know where they came from. The great HBCU coaches, man. Listen, they built themselves up. A lot of these guys came from D2, right? They established themselves in programs where you had to wear multiple hats. You had to do multiple jobs, right? You had to recruit with basically no budget and not even scholarships, and they got it done. And that's why when they come up to the FCS level with the resources that they could get at a Southern or a Tennessee State or the Howard or the Texas, like, listen, that's nothing for them. That's nothing for them. They've worked with far less. And so I love the D2 model. So my man Sam Shade, listen, he fits the Chennisberry model. What I mean, listen, Miles ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump up the road for Alabama A&M. He literally will be recruiting the same area of the country that he already was recruiting. All them relationships that he been building, ain't nothing gonna change about that. All that drive time that he been spending on the road, ain't nothing gonna change about that. Only thing to change it, man, he get a little bit bigger car with that Alabama A&M money. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more gas, probably drive a little bit farther. You feel me? So he literally fits that model of what you just saw with Chennisberry moving from Benedict going over to South Carolina State. And so Sam Shade, listen, if I cared about Alabama A&M, which listen, you're everybody. All right, so it is what it is. But now I'm speaking it as if I care, right? If I care, listen, I'm telling you, Sam Shade, I think that's your guy, right? I think that's your guy. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to build up that Miles program And in 3 years, you see now where they are at. And I think they're only going to continue to get better and to get stronger. I think he's following that same line that you see Alvin Parker in over at Virginia Union, where you're going to look at Miles and say Miles is potentially going to be what we saw Damon Wilson do over at Bowie State, right? To where, man, they built themselves up and like, hey, man, Bowie is a real contender when you're talking about D2 football. I think he's doing the same thing at Miles right now, and that's the trajectory you see them on. And so if you're Alabama A&M, hey, listen, this is the perfect time. And I think that's why they moved on from Maynard, because when they look around at the coaching pool right now that's available, it's like, man, are we going to wait and possibly miss maybe the guy that we really want? Or are we going to just go ahead and make the move that we know we're going to make next year anyway, right? Because Maynard, I think, had one year left on his contract. Nah, man, we're going to move right now and get it done, right? You know what I'm saying? So like Coach Campbell say, shade to Alabama A&M. You feel me? So, hey, listen, I think, Sam, are you good? He's good. Alabama A&M, are you good? He's good. I think we got a match. You feel me? I think we got a match. So, Alabama A&M, hey, listen, A.D. Bryant, if you trying to win for real, listen, I'm telling you, this is the matrix that makes sense. This is the matrix that makes sense. All right. Don't go. Listen, what TLC said? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Listen, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Right. Listen, this man is used to that. Used to them Alabama rivers and streams. All right. Let the man cook in the area like he been cooking. Follow that South Carolina State Chinnisberry model and keep it rolling. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, we're moving on to our last, you know what I'm saying, to our last eligible bachelorette. And she obviously had a coach that was 17-18, 14-10 in conference. And some of you say, man, I don't like the overall record. You know, that's under 500. But you look at the 14-10, and some of y'all would say, man, that looks pretty respectable to me. Some of y'all would say, man, well, didn't he win the Western Division 2 times? No, he didn't. It was only 1 time. All right. I don't care. I don't care what y'all talking about. If you tie for the division and you don't win a tiebreaker, you didn't win the division. All right. That's simple sports logic. It's simple sports logic. All right. You can say whatever you want to. But if you tie for the division and you lost the tiebreaker, you didn't win the division. And listen, if you got 2 NFL teams, right? Only 7 get in the playoffs. If both of y'all got a tied record for that last playoff spot and you lose the tiebreaker, listen, bro, you didn't make the playoffs. You didn't finish 7. Because if you finished at number 7, you would have been in the playoffs. So I don't know where y'all come with this logic, but 1 Western Division win, all right? That's the reality. 1 Western Division win. And some of y'all would say, well, why would you move on from a coach who was able to win the Western Division, right? I mean, when the last time you won the Western Division? But I would have to just kindly refer you to my Let Me Talk video, because we ain't even got time for all that. All right, y'all gonna have to go watch the Let Me Talk public service announcement. And y'all get all that information over there. Because right now, I don't want to take from this eligible bachelorette who's here to find love. All right. So we're not going to have that conversation right now. I told y'all to respect Arlette's area. You feel me? Respect her studio. All right. Calm down. Respect her studio. We're going to get to this eligible bachelorette here. Right. So first and foremost, listen. Said Bubba needs to go to Valley. Bubba ain't going to Valley. I think Bubba's trying to stay in the area. Bubba ain't trying to go to. I don't think Bubba trying to go to Valley, to be honest, right? Why would Bubba want to go to Mississippi? Deep Mississippi, too, at that, right? We ain't talking about going to Jackson or Alcorn even, right? Lorman. We talking about going to Itabena? Bubba ain't going to Itabena. Bubba trying to stay in the area, all right? You know what I'm saying? Now, listen. We talking about this bachelorette. Listen. This bachelorette, they made it clear when they came out. Listen, I don't want no swag retreads. I don't want no swag retreads at all. So if it look like a SWAC, if it talk like the SWAC, if it sound like the SWAC, I don't want it. Now you wouldn't think that ain't true if you listen to some of these alumni messenger boards, but I'm happy to have an AD that also comes from the outside world, and so he understands that he has seen greater than what we've seen in this concrete community that we've grown ourselves in. He has seen that you can elevate and be and attain more. And so he's going outside to look for that individual. And so he said no SWAC retread. Not only that, but he wants championship pedigree. Championship pedigree, right? Because as AD Golf has said, right, on multiple occasions now, he wants somebody. He said, listen, this program is funded as a top 3 SWAC program and a top 25 program in the FCS. So his expectations are that this program would compete on a level that is equal to how the program is being funded, which means then that he's expecting championships and that he's looking for somebody with championship pedigree, right? Championship pedigree. And last thing is he wants somebody that can recruit the Texas Triangle. And when I say recruit the Texas Triangle, I'm saying recruit the Texas Triangle. Listen, I'm not talking about recruiting 1A 6-man football. That's not what I'm talking about, right? He wants somebody that's going to walk into your 6A powerhouses, your 5A powerhouses, and bring kids back to this campus in Prairie View, Texas, right? I remember Golf saying on one interview, listen, we're going to bring somebody in that knows how to market this institution and what we have access to here, and that's going to find talent and bring the talent. That's it, right? And so we need somebody, this bachelorette says, that's going to recruit the Texas Triangle. That's it. They say, listen, my list is short. They say my list is short. I ain't got no long list. They say all these women out here making all these long lists. I ain't got no long list. I got a short list. The short list is no SWAC retread, championship pedigree, and can recruit the Texas Triangle. And some people will say, man, why are you trying to be bougie? Why you being bougie? You got this stuff on this. You got something on your list, man. Ain't even no man out here like that. There ain't even no man out here like that you got on your list. Who you expecting to find? You thinking Dion about to walk in here or something? Well, last time I checked, Dion didn't win a championship in Celebration Bowl last time I checked, but DT Taylor did get it done, right? So now, with that being said, first and foremost, listen. Hey, the logic is there. Set Bubba to TSU next. I can see it happening. I can see that. So now, listen. Mel Tucker. Now there's been 4 names that I've heard circulating around. 1, Dawson Odoms. Nah. We been popped that balloon, right? Fred McNair. I mean, listen, good for somebody else. He needs to go to Mississippi Valley. That's actually where he needs to go. That'd be great for him, right? But we're not doing no SWAC retreads. We already talked about that. So we're already done with that, right? So now we talk about Mel Tucker, 25 and 21, 12 and 13 overall. But now you already know about the money. Listen. Second highest paid coach in the FCS, FBS at that time when he got that contract in Michigan State. Now he fumbled that away, obviously, right? You all know how in the story. But listen, he got NFL and FBS experience. All right. So you're talking about somebody who high level X's and O's. Somebody who, from a defensive standpoint, can definitely get your program right, and get your guys playing that hard-nosed football that you want to see, flying to the ball on the defensive side, right? And so that high level X and O's is huge. And also, this is somebody truly that's going to have a wide assistant pool, being somebody who's been at multiple places, multiple high level FBS programs, the Ohio States, Michigan States, et cetera, right? So this is somebody who's going to have that connection to a lot of assistants that may not be big name assistants, but guys who really literally know how to develop talent, right? And get the job done. And that's huge, right? To have access to those guys and to have a network like that. So when we talk about Mel Tucker, right? Is this a guy, again, that you think would make sense for Prairie View? Because this is a guy that's going to bring in and be able to bring in a lot of knowledge, especially from an X and O standpoint. I think one thing that many people have talked about from, Coach Bubba, they and again, right? Listen, he knows more football, not probably all of us combined, but I think it was most people felt like there was that disconnect when you talk about just him from an X and O standpoint. And again, he wasn't a guy who was a DC before. So you talk about somebody who come in who had that experience, not just a positional coach, but at a defensive coordinator, right? To be able to get the job done from an X's and O's standpoint, to know what he's looking for, know what he's seeing, so that even as the head, he can always get things arranged like they're supposed to be. Obviously, that's going to be really huge for a program, like this and in Prairie View, right? And so with that said, man, again, call lines are open, 516-253-3434. To me, is this a guy who you think would work for Prairie View? Richard said he reminds him of Kevin Sumlin. You know what I'm saying? And so listen, when I first heard the Mel Tucker name, to me personally, listen, just listen, just it's like music to my ears. All right. Listen, I don't want nobody who hasn't touched the D2 or the FCS level. No, sir. No. No, it's not happening. All right. All right. If you ain't touched the FCS sidelines, if you ain't touched the D2 sidelines, we're not having a conversation. It's not happening. All right. Because you got to understand, there's a difference in P4 rooms, right? P4 resources, P4 access, and FCS resources, FCS access. It's just not the same. It's not the same, right? And I keep telling y'all, I got a matrix, all right? And I think if you would stop and think and just look at all the HBCUs over the course of time and say, man, what is the most consistent matrix for success as FCS head coaches and HBCUs? You will see the same thing I see, which is, listen, the D2 coaching. Listen, that matrix works. It just works, right? The opportunity for success is a lot stronger there than assistant coaches coming down from FBS programs, or even former head coaches in this situation coming down from an FBS program. So listen, man, I'm not even considering it, all right? Not even in consideration at all whatsoever, right? It's not happening, right? We're not having this conversation, right? Ain't no Mel Tucker, right? So is that Mel Tucker? He messes with white women. Say, those old black hair black women are not having that. Yep. If you want high eyebrows, he ain't coming. Hey, listen, I would take eyebrows over Mel Tucker. All right. Listen, he got them Texas connections. All right. You know what I'm saying? But listen, there's some people in here who know. I've been saying this for like 2.5, 3 months. because I told you what my matrix is. My matrix, I think, makes the most sense. Okay. And then, listen, I'm not in nobody's AD position. I ain't on nobody's search firm or search committee. But all I do is I look, I observe, I research, and I say, what makes the most sense if you're actually trying to take your program to the next level and establish them as a consistent contender over the course of time? I'm like, I only see two things that really solidly work. You got the D2 coaching ranks, that D2 matrix, and then you got solid assistant coaches who've been coordinators on the HBCU level coming out of certain coaching trees. Those are really the only two things. There's no other conversation we have in here. All right. I ain't having no other conversation with y'all. I ain't having no other conversation with y'all. I don't care if you're from Arizona State. I don't care if you're a DB coach at Florida. I don't care about none of that, because none of that matter. Because ain't none of them been in the trenches and built up nothing over time from scratch, from the ground, from the dirt. We ain't having that conversation. I don't care about none of that. All right? They sit in the rooms with their feet up, and they a DB coach at a P4 program. They can't help you. They definitely can't help us. All right? Us meaning PV. All right? So now, I've been saying this for 3 months. Listen, there's only 4 people on my short list. Tremaine Jackson, and Tremaine Jackson. That's it. That's my short list. That's my short list. All right? That's been my short list for the last 3 months. Listen. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I know it's people in this comment section right now that can tell you exactly what I'm saying, because I done told them from like 3 months ago, after I just looked around and did my research. I'm saying, listen, it's Tremaine Jackson, and Tremaine Jackson. That's it. That's the short list. Now, my extended short list, right? And listen, we're gonna close after this, right? My extended short list: Teddy Keaton, Sam Shade, Alvin Parker. That's all. I don't want to have no other conversation. That's it. That's it on my short list, right? And so we talk about a guy, right? 40-11 as a head coach, all time, 22-8. Now, this is not just at Valdosta State, because I know people would look and say, well, Valdosta State, it's a school that believes in its football program. You know, even on a D2 level, right, they do put support into that program. It may not be as much financial support as you see on the FCS level, but they definitely support it from an administration standpoint, et cetera, right? But listen, it's not just Valdosta State, but it's also what he did at Colorado Mesa in elevating that program in the 2 years that he was there. And so 40-11 overall, 22-8 in conference, 2 Gulf South championships. And listen, this year, he in the D2 finals. And they got Ferris State. And listen, it's going to be a good one. But hey, he got the defense that can get it done this year. And so, as I've been telling everybody, I'm not worried about nothing. Listen, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm not even waiting for anything until December 22nd. And the only reason I said December 22nd is because, listen, I know Valdosta got a chance to win a championship. And listen, he gonna win his championship, and the next day he can come on, drive down from McKinney to Prairie View, Texas, do a press conference and say, I'm now taking my talents to Prairie View, Texas. All right, listen, we can get it done. All right. So any day, anything before December 22nd, I ain't never been worried about, because I already had one short list based on everything that we're saying that we're looking for. Somebody that can recruit the Texas Triangle. Somebody with championship pedigree, somebody who is a disciplined coach, right? Who puts discipline into his players. Listen, nobody else that even is in the interview pool fits all of those descriptions outside of this individual right now, right? That's it. So I don't even, where else would you be looking for? It just don't even make no sense. I mean, it just literally just a process of deduction. It just is what it is, right? But listen, I've been saying this for like 3 months now. Now I ain't came on the show and said it because listen, I respect my elders. All right, I respect my elders. And I ain't gonna do that when we still got somebody else's head coach. But I already look back. I'm saying if we move on, this is the direction. That's just the reality. All right. And you talking about a Texas native with Texas experience and somebody who can build a complete program, right? He's a complete program architect. What I mean, listen, he's built programs, had to build programs, and he is strong. When you just look at how he builds up coaches and assistant coaches. I mean, this is a guy who is big on his coaching tree and big on the guys who coming from behind him, right? And so when you see how he's built up guys, right? His DC right now, who's with him, has matriculated with him from Sioux Falls to Colorado Mesa, now to Valdosta, right? And you see what he is. He was, hey, listen, talking about coordinator of the year on the defensive side of things. That's what he is, right? And so you're talking about a guy that not only knows how to build players up, but a guy who knows how to build assistant coaches up. And this is something that also at PV we've talked and discussed even this year, right? About building assistants, about knowing how to lead, right? Not just your team, but your assistant coaches, right? And so this is the fit. Like, listen, is it a yes, Jackson? Is it a yes, PV? I think we got a match, right? I think we got a match that will help to take Prairie View to a level that we have yet to ascend to, but that we have so many things in place to ascend to that level. But you got to have the guy at the front, right? You got to have the general in the front of the pack that knows how to push you to that point. Again, 516-253-3434. Again, we're about to close it out, man. So if you guys got anything you like to share, you want to jump on the line, right? You know what I'm saying? We're closing out. But listen, like Richard say, my guy, listen, Jared, fire. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know where that came from, to be honest. I think maybe there was somebody who was really pushing for that name and for Keaton to be that fit. And listen, I like Keaton too, like I say, right? My short list, Jackson, Keaton, Shea, and Parker. That's it. I don't want to talk about nobody else, right? You know what I'm saying? Any of those guys I would have been happy with. But when you talk about the guy that to me fits the most perfectly, it got to be Jackson. It got to be Jackson. It just makes sense, right? And listen, I already told y'all. I told everybody I talked to. I'm not worried about nothing to December 22nd. Now, if after December 22nd, we ain't heard nothing yet, then I started to worry a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought you were just waiting for the championship game. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I've been saying that 3 weeks ago. I'm waiting for December 22nd. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So Jared says PV, the perfect fit, right? You know what I'm saying? Cameron says clearly Jackson knows how to evaluate talent, and right now, because of the portal, that's the most important skill, along with old school player fundamental development. Fundamentals are bad and swag. And listen, one thing that I love from Coach Jackson he talked about, right? Is when he talked about what he saw, being able to go to other places. And that's why, again, I like guys who get hours outside of the SWAC. It's good to get SWAC hours, but it's good to get hours outside of the SWAC. He said what he saw recruiting against other SWAC schools is that a lot of times when you talk about from a standpoint of the skill position guys, the SWAC can match up basically against, any schools, right? Even G5 programs, right? They got some great skill position guys, but the difference becomes the trenches, right? Recruiting the trenches and making it a priority always and forever. You're recruiting that O line, that D line, right? And so he's seen the difference in being at other places and recruiting against SWAC and MEAC schools. And again, right, that's something you only learn by experience, right? And so being able to say, hey, I'm going to come and bring that trench play to Prairie View, right? I'm going to come and bring that developing and evaluating a talent. And that's why I say, listen, for all these programs, to me, the D2 route makes the most sense. All these guys, all these FBS programs are about to be releasing 40 plus players, 50 plus players who are going to get released, and they got to go somewhere. And so, man, if you got shiny object syndrome, you're going to be chasing so many guys, and you're not going to know who fits where, who can do what, if they really are talented like that. Because you got to also remember, man, sometimes, man, when you're playing with 10 other guys who like that for real, it makes your job a lot easier. It really does. But now when you have to come down the level and now you're not necessarily playing with guys who are all like that, if you also are not like that, you can now get exposed, right? And so having somebody who can evaluate and develop talent, listen, I think it's going to be crucial moving forward, right? These coaches who just go out here and just try to bring guys in the transfer portal, just grab guys from here, and don't know what they're looking for, don't know what they're doing, it's going to be trouble. And it's also going to be trouble for these guys who jumping in the portal who don't have a predetermined destination, right? And so I caution guys, man, listen, don't just jump in the portal like that, man, because you don't want to lose them scholarship opportunities, man. So, listen, with that being said, man, we ain't got nobody in the call line. Now, I done got my call line in order. I done went to all this effort to make sure my call line was right. And ain't nobody even called it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Now, if the stuff was off, right? If it was messed up, that's when y'all would have been trying to call. You know what I'm saying? Then talking about, hey, listen, drop StreamYard link and stuff. But I didn't got the call line right. Ain't nobody called me. You feel me? So, hey, listen, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, not just a West title. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Not just a West title. All right. Mr. Benjamin, how you doing, sir? Mr. Benjamin. I see Mr. Benjamin in the chat. I see you called in. Go ahead and call back in. I think your line dropped. Again, 516-253-3434. All right, I think I got you on again. Mr. Benjamin, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Benjamin.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, you got to turn your back. You got to turn your background down.
Oh, this is Coach Campbell.
Hello, can you hear me? Mr. Benjamin.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you listening to me through your phone?
Hear you.
Are you listening to me through your phone?
I can't hear you, sir. But if you can hear me, I was wondering, if you go with the person that you're suggesting, do you think he should keep any of the coaches on staff that we have, like the defensive line coach? And I'll sit back and listen.
I got you. Yeah, so for me, I think one, he's going to have to make a determination, and I think is this Mr. Campbell calling 678? I got you next. I think he's going to have to make the determination first and foremost when he comes in. What guys is he going to bring with him, right? Because we already know that this is a guy who builds his programs from in out, right? He's a guy who is big on his coaching tree, big on the guys who come up from behind him, right? And so I think that's the first determination. And I think from a defensive standpoint, he's probably going to be bringing the DC with him. He's probably going to bring the assistant head coach, which is also a co-defensive coordinator. And so, you know, it may not be that the defensive line guys are going to stay just off of that right fact. Now, some of the guys on the back end is going to be a question, right? Because you got got the young guys, right? When you talk about having like Ryan Burton there, right? You know, so a guy who's young, who connects with players very well, right, in that safety room, who's good, right, getting out on the road, right, to be able to recruit in the area. You know, those are guys he may look at and say, hey, man, I want to keep them on my staff, you know, when you come through. But again, this is all, just speculation. And I think the other thing is you talk about on the offensive side of things, when you're bringing in a guy now who's on the defensive side of the ball, this is a guy who may look and say, well, Is an offensive coordinator going to come over from Valdosta? He might probably, be the guy who's next in line to take the head coaching job. And so now he might have that conversation with, say, Coach Whedon, right? To say, hey, do you like the scheme? Do you like what he was doing, right? Do you like what his ideas and mindset is as far as what he's doing on the field, play calling wise? And obviously you see what he has the ability to do on the recruiting trail, right? And a guy who really can galvanize the alumni and galvanize the former football players. We saw what they did with the NIL this past year. And so this is something that it gives you an opportunity to maybe keep a guy like that, on your staff. And again, that depends on kind of where a guy like this Jackson will want to go. We talk about even from an offensive side of things, because obviously he knows what he's doing, because Valdosta not just has the best defense in D2, but their offense gets after it and they score the ball, and they score a lot, right? So the truth is, from an offense standpoint, he knows what he's looking for. And this is a guy who he doesn't look at the team from a compartmentalized standpoint. When I heard him talk about the defense, even, he doesn't break it up and say, hey, you handle the safeties, you handle the D-line, you handle the linebackers. No, he's looking at everything as it's a full unit, and we're all working in unison together, right? It's not this one guy handling this irregardless of what's going over here. No, we're all coordinated together when you talk about this defensive room. And so I'm sure from an offensive standpoint, he probably has a similar mindset. So it's going to be interesting to see him have those conversations. But I do think it gives him a chance to maybe keep some guys, on the offensive side of things who he may say, hey, man, I look at what they've done development-wise, maybe what they've done recruiting-wise, right? And I like these guys, and I may want to keep them on staff. Because I definitely think there's going to be a handful of guys who probably stay on staff, but you're definitely going to see a good amount of influx of guys that come in with them for sure. Mr. Campbell, is this you with the 678? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Campbell? I think you're behind.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I think you're behind a little bit.
Hello? Hello?
You go ahead, Mr. Campbell.
Hello?
I can hear you. You're just behind. I don't know why you can't hear me. I think you're just behind. That's all.
Hello? See, I can't hear you, Lionel. I can't hear you through my phone. I can hear you on the computer, but I can't hear you through the phone.
All right. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? I don't know why you can't hear me, but we can hear you. Well, I guess I thought I had my stuff right, but apparently I ain't got it right. You know what I'm saying? So let me just drop the StreamYard link. Mr. Cam will be the last one, and then we're going to close it out. But listen, yeah, I think at the end of the day, he's going to have a chance to come through and to be able to to choose whoever he's going to choose as far as his assistant coaches. I mean, that's obviously the prerogative of, any head coach, to be able to come through. And I really think, obviously, he's going to bring a lot of guys along with them, So I think there's some guys who, again, I mean, most staffs, right? You see kind of, a couple guys who stay on, right, and stay through. And he's going to make a decision on who those guys going to be based on what his program is and how they fit his program. But obviously, like I always say, with guys who graduate or guys who move on, I mean, they're always PV through and through. We appreciate those guys, because at the end of the day, hey, listen, they PV alum, you know what I'm saying, and they've done something to help this program. Mr. Campbell, you're in on StreamYard. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, man, listen, the thing, if you guys can get Jermaine Jackson, now you're talking about a guy, that team averages 40 points on offense. Defense only give up 11 points. He got a 3,000-yard passer. He got 2 running backs that's got over 800 yards. And, man, and I'm going to say this again, man. I'm a big fan of your show, and this is just me as a SWAC football fan. We need Prairie View to be good. I'm serious. The SWAC needs that Texas base where you got guys, because if Prairie View's good, you know what that does? That helps the overall recruiting for the whole SWAC. Because you know what happens? Kids might not go to Prairie View, but they'll go to FAMU. They'll go to Jack State. They'll go to Southern because they know they can come back and play Prairie View. And that's the reason why you guys really got to get this coaching hire together, because it's just like FAMU. You cannot have a school in Florida not be good. That's just not, because there's too many players there. You know what I mean? Look at all the players that come out of Florida that Alabama State has gotten. Look at all the players that in Georgia that Jack State is pulling out of Georgia. So again, we have this overlapping footprint that we really have to have these. And like I said, when you're talking about the big states of Florida and Texas and football states like Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, we got to have those anchor schools where these kids, when they're looking around and saying, where I want to go play at, okay, I might not go to Prairie View. I could go to Southern because I can play Prairie View and beat them. You know what I mean? You hear that all the time in the SEC. So that's my thing right here. So again, Coach Jackson, I think is the fit. I think whatever you guys need to do, again, I think like you're saying, you guys are waiting till the championship game, but you guys have got to get this right, because you guys have been a sleeping giant for so long. Is that now because you got to get back on track, because if you don't, then the players, because I think this is the problem with Texas. I just don't think Prairie View has the respect of the Texas high school coaches, where they say, well, if you go there, you're going to play big time football, because again, you're in Texas, just like us in Florida. You know what I mean? It took Willie to really elevate our program, where now those kids that leave Florida or go to Florida State, say, well, I can come to FAMU because my mama went to FAMU, my daddy went to FAMU, my cousins going there, my boys are over there. You know what I mean? That really helps. So you think about how many kids in Texas, they got friends that go to Prairie View. And I'm telling you something, that is a big recruiting tool when you got friends that go to school there and they say, man, Prairie View is cool, man. You come on over here. And then, but again, you got to be able to ball out, because the kids don't want to go somewhere they're not going to win championships, but they feel they're not going to win championships. So like I say, man, I think this was a great show again, but a lot of balloons got to get popped, because I think, again, the problem is when you start naming the guys, it's obvious. Jackson, Keaton, Shea, those should be the guys. Yeah. And they still sitting on the sideline. And see, my problem with these schools, what are you waiting on? The portal is open. So guess what? If you hire any of these guys, now again, Jackson is still playing, so I understand that. But Shea should have had that job at Alabama A&M.
Yes, I agree.
Period. Because the portal's open. So what are you doing? You putting them on 8 ball. Same thing. Keaton should have a job. I mean, Valor should at least call Keaton. He might not have taken it. But if I'm Valor, what do you got to lose? Mm-hmm. What do you have to lose? Because the portal is open right now. And this is the thing about it. And this is what happened to FAMU. And I'm telling you, because even though it's a lot of players, that portal evaluation, and somebody from FAMU, man, we got all these Division I guys and the Power 5 guys, and they didn't produce.
Yeah.
They didn't produce. And that goes back because you had to wait until get in the portal and find players that maybe would have been a second or third choice when you were up there in the front. And I think we're going to do much better because we're in there at the beginning. You know what I mean? Not at the end.
Right.
So that's the thing. So, man, so for you Prairie View people, I really will tell you all, it is very important that whatever coach you get, especially Jackson, that you guys have got to go back to your alums that's coaching at these high schools and get that man their phone numbers. You know what I'm saying? That is just going to be big because you guys have got to create that. I mean, I understand he knows the area and stuff like that, but he ain't been over there in a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Recreate that pipeline. So, man, that's all I got to say. Hey, man, I love what you're doing. You know, I've been waiting because, you know, you said you were going to do this a couple of weeks ago. So I've been waiting on this anyway to see how this came out. So, man, it's like I say.
Life start life. And so, but yeah, man, I'm with you. And I think, you know, one thing I've heard about, you know, Coach Jackson that I think a lot of people would appreciate is, man, he's a guy. One, and you can see it, right? Because I've been following now all these guys, Shade, Keaton, right, all of them, because just kind of seeing how they interact. And he's very active online, right?
Yeah.
And I've heard from other guys how, man, listen, he is a guy who like, he's personable, right? He gets back with you. And that's one thing that from alumni standpoint, even our football alumni, even in the area, right? You're talking about in Houston and Dallas, who say, hey, listen, we've tried to get in touch with guys. We try to send guys to, the program, and we can't even get them in touch with the coaches, right? And so you got guys who are here who having the opportunity to maybe be able to send guys to you, right? Which to me, I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, right? Northeast, right? I'm right down the street from Exit 81. Listen, Grambling has lived on the fact that they got coaches who are everywhere. Listen, they're like roaches. They everywhere. Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. They just got a coaching pipeline that's like that, right? So not only at college level, but most importantly in the high school levels. And they always got guys who are looking to say, hey, listen, we got a guy here, right? He ain't on people's radar. You need to get him though, right? You know what I'm saying? And we don't have, obviously Grammar's just huge, right? But we do have something going on when it comes to that. But we have not tapped into our football alumni as we could be, right? Even in the Texas Triangles to get some. You talking about, man, listen, the Cam Ward, listen, Cam Ward was supposed to be at PV, right? You talking about PJ Hatter? PJ Hatter is supposed to be through PV, right? And you're talking about a place where we looking for a quarterback. We done had guys who tried to send us guys who end up being FBS quarterbacks, right?
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. Grambling has the strongest football alumni base in the whole SWAC. And those guys make sure when they got a guy, and when I say they start indoctrinating those guys, see, this is the thing that's so great about Grambling. That Grambling pride, that G means something to those guys. And them old heads, because, man, like you said, you're from the North Louisiana area, you know what I'm saying? That changes a lot of those guys. Like you said, they end up being principals, coaches, you know what I'm saying? They know where they come from, and they go and teach, and man, have a really good life. They send those guys down to Grambling because, as they say, everybody know your name down there in Grambling. Everybody's family down there. So it's the same thing. That happened to FAMU in that decade that we were dead. We have guys that were my classmates, were coaches all over, man. I tried to get the guy to talk to the coach at Florida at FAMU. He wouldn't even call me back. Exactly. I heard that all the time. Willie didn't play that. Yes. Hey, all that whole Big Bend area, Willie knew every one of them coaches. They called somebody from FAMU. Hey, man, I got a guy. Oh, Miami? Oh, bro, we get them guys from Miami. So it's the same thing. Dallas, Houston, that San Antonio, all that country was at Orange, Texas, where them boys played, where my boy Kevin Smith and them from. Man, y'all got coaches all over there, guys that play, man. Because like I said, man, in the end, all these schools are teacher schools. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All these guys end up being teachers and coaches. So they're out there. So that's my thing, that you got to go at the local level, because the easiest way to recruit a kid is through the parent and the coach, because that portal thing, again, it's a 50-50 thing. You got to evaluate. But if you got a guy that played for you to say, look here, coach, this kid can play. Right. And you know what's going to happen is he's going to tell the kid some shit go wrong. Some stuff go wrong. The coach will be like, hey, hang in there. They're going to treat you right. Look at what they got me. That means a lot, man. That means a lot. So like I said, I really believe in what you guys are trying to do, because I'm going to say it one more time, even for the TV side. If we got Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama popping, man, those are big games every week. Yeah, those are big games. You can't just have FAMU playing and Jack State playing, and then that's just a game. And then if Grambling is okay in Southern, you need 4 or 5 schools to anchor that TV. So when you look at, hey man, PV playing Southern, I got to watch that. PV playing Alabama State, I got to watch that. But that's what the SEC is.
Opportunity right now we got to elevate just the brand of SWAC football, right? With this opening up, right? Because that opens up not just these guys from the portal that's coming from other programs, but really it opens up the high school ranks like crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? So you talking about really being able to elevate all the programs in the SWAC to just play better football with the branding that the SWAC got too. Now with this opportunity, apparently what this ESPN deal is over, is like, listen, that it could look real nice, right, moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
It could be huge, because like I said, I'm telling you, it is so many kids. When you open that up and those kids see the FAMUs, the Jackson States, okay, they know those names, right? They see, then you guys get on board, like I say again, because you know what? Because if I'm Tremaine Jackson, They know FAMU Jack State. If I'm there, hey man, you come here, we're gonna try to beat those guys. We're gonna be in the celebration boat. I'm gonna have you in Atlanta 2 years, you come play for me. That's a big deal, man. I'm telling you what I know. That is a big deal. When you start telling them kids that and they can see that and feel it and down there and then they ain't got to leave home, because another thing too, just real quick. If they can stay at Prairie View, get a great education, man, come on, man. You know what Prairie View brings to the table, and we ain't gonna talk about all the eye candy, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Man, it's way better. Sam Hughes, come on, man. Tarleton State, them little, come on, man. It's not even close. Yeah. It's not even close. It's just like somebody when they want to go to Troy compared to going, man, Troy. What kind of education you gonna get at Troy, bro? Come on, man. I mean, there's no disrespect. I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Those schools are not known for the engineering and the business schools and this school and that school that we all got. Every one of our schools got a school that's producing people that are in the top 10.
Yes.
So that's just another thing too.
Black people, right? It's on another level when you start talking about blacks that's coming out in these professional ranks, and you look at HBCUs versus everything else. Right,
bro. Listen, I'm gonna tell the story and then I gotta go. What did I tell you? I got friends that played at Texas A&M, that played in the NFL, and I called them the first time I called him. One of my best boys said, "Man, I've got more jobs through the hookers from my boys from Prairie View than I ever got from the jokers down there at College State." I'm gonna leave it at that, man. So man, go get your coach, bro. So go get your coach, so me and you can. So you come on the coach's corner and tell me why y'all gonna win the SWAC.
Hey, listen, and I'm be there with my hoodie on. You feel?
Hey, listen, man. Listen. I want y'all to be good. You know, man. I had y'all pick, man. You made me look bad, so I need y'all to redeem me. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to get right.
At least somebody else looking bad with me. You feel me? You know,
at
least I ain't by myself. Okay.
Well, no, you ain't by yourself because we lost the Valley. So, we still got to take that L, bro. With hey, look, real quick, man, I was at the Celebration Bowl, and that's the only thing them Jack State people say, well, y'all lost the Valley. Okay, man. I just got to take that.
That's so funny. But I appreciate you, Mr. Campbell.
All right, man. Talk to you, man.
For jumping on. We going to roll and get up out of here. But, hey, he made a good point. And like Billy Nix say, right? Billy Nix, when he was the hottest, he told his former players, send that boy to me, period, point blank, right? He had that coaching pipeline. And so we got to reestablish that here, you know what I'm saying, at PV. So with that being said, man, we're going to get up out here, and I'm going to holler at y'all.